Hey, stay tuned after this video for a special offer. Thanks. Hey there, and welcome to the Breathing Fire minicast. Today's episode is called Unapologetically Alive: 3 Places You Need to Stop Being Nice and Start Being Real. I'm Nathan Orona, and if you're like most decent people, you're probably drowning in a swamp of polite nods, fake smiles, and internal monologues that sound like, I swear to God, if they interrupt me one more time. Today, we're not talking about being nicer. We're talking about being less of a doormat with a gratitude journal and more of a fully live human being who breathes fire and truth. Being assertive isn't about being rude. It's about not silently co-signing the BS. In other words, assertiveness is saying yes to your values. And sometimes that means saying a clear, soul liberating, I'm not okay with that. So here are 3 areas of your life where you absolutely need to stop being so damn agreeable. Let's start with the place most of us have learned our bad habits. And where is that? Relationships. Whether it's a partner who treats you like their emotional garbage can, or a friend who only calls when they need something, here's your permission slip. Here's your permission slip to speak up. You are not someone's vibe manager. You are not a licensed therapist for friends and family who are too lazy to grow. You don't need a bullhorn to say, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with your disrespect. I'm not okay with your silence when I've clearly asked for more. And I'll never be okay with the emotional crumbs that you give while expecting me to tiptoe around your moods. Being assertive in relationships does not kill love. It filters out the counterfeit kind. In fact, if setting boundaries drives them away, they were only there to exploit your kindness in the first place. Now, let's talk about work. You know, that socially acceptable cult where your time, talent, and sanity go to die in the name of team culture. Being a team player does not mean you should answer emails at 10 p.m. while crying into twice warmed egg drop soup. It doesn't mean tolerating that micromanaging boss who thinks boundaries are a threat to productivity. When your workload becomes a form of quiet self abuse, say it. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with this. Because here's the truth: the corporate world will use every drop of you until you either speak up or break. So if you're going to burn out, at least do it setting boundaries, not appeasing Karen from HR. Now, the final frontier, this world that we live in. The factory farm culture of mediocrity, misinformation, and mass sedation. We are living in a failed simulation that rewards obedience and punishes authenticity. The algorithm wants you docile. The system wants you tired. But your soul, it wants the truth. It will always want the truth. Which is the perfect segue to a little segment I like to call Shit They Never Told You. They never told you that just getting along is how people stay stuck in systems that chew them up generation after generation. That every time you just nod and smile, you reinforce the behavior they want from you. That tired, angry, and afraid is the state they need you to live in. They never told you this. Why do you think that anger is really the only emotion acceptable for young boys and men to display. And small and docile is how they train little girls to be women. You see, if anger is your first reaction to a problem, your brain will never solve things on a prefrontal level. And if your voice is tiny and non existent, you'll never make waves. So that so they never tell you that peacekeeping isn't the same as peacemaking, and that real peace often starts with the uncomfortable truth. So if you don't say, I'm not okay with that, to the way things are, you end up playing a role in someone else's dystopia, smiling while the world burns right on schedule. Assertiveness here means refusing to be spiritually dimmed. It means choosing integrity over approval, even if it costs you the comfort of the herd. Look, your life isn't some politically correct PR campaign. It's not your job to make everyone comfortable with your boundaries. Say yes to your values and say no to the scripts you've outgrown. Say it with your whole chest. I'm not okay with that. Because your silence won't save you, but your voice just might resurrect you. I'm Nathan Arona, and you're not. If you like this video, follow, like, subscribe, holler, whatever you crazy kids do, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey there, I have a great offer for you and a great workbook called Assertiveness for Beginners. Learn to make others fucking hear you. The beauty is you get to pick how much you want to pay for it, starting at $5. Yes, the algorithm makes me charge at least $5. I don't know why, but that's right. You can pay 6, you can pay 10, you can pay 100, whatever you'd like. It's a small price to pay for invaluable skills that you will use for a lifetime. So why should you invest such a small price? Because your voice, because your truth is worth it. See you next time.